Good morning and welcome to the Johnson Space Center in Houston, Texas. I'm NASA's Sandra Jones and we're bringing you live coverage from Mission Control Houston of the upcoming return-powered flyby, in which Orion will fly behind the moon and perform a burn utilizing the orbital maneuvering system to send it on a trajectory back towards Earth. This engine has been used numerous times throughout Orion's journey thus far, following Orion's launch atop the Space Launch System on November 26th. All spacecraft systems are performing well, now 20 days into the flight of Artemis 1. Today, we're in the White Flight Control Room, where Flight Director Judd Freeling is leading the team on console for today's flyby and burn. We do expect to lose signal of Orion as it travels behind the backside of the moon, as the moon will be blocking the direct sight to the Deep Space Network. We're tracking that loss of signal to begin at 10:41 a.m. Central this morning and will last 30 minutes. While in the loss of signal, the return-powered flyby burn will take place with the orbital maneuvering system engine at 10:43 a.m. Central. This will be the longest burn of the mission so far. The burn will be 3 minutes and 27 seconds long, about 1 minute longer than the outbound powered flyby, where Orion was placed in a trajectory to head out to deep space. That burn occurred successfully on November 21st, and the outbound powered flyby sent Orion close enough to the lunar surface to leverage the moon's gravitational force and swing the spacecraft once around the moon toward entry into distant retrograde orbit. Following this, Orion remained in the distant retrograde orbit for one long elliptical orbit around the moon, lasting about 6 days. We're now on the return journey of our trip, and this last big push will bring Orion on the trajectory to head towards home. You are looking at a view of the moon, a live view, as well as the Orion spacecraft. Right now, Orion is 5,680 miles away from the moon. Orion is traveling at 3,800 miles per hour, and Orion is over 230,000 miles away from planet Earth. At the closest approach this morning, Orion will be about 80 miles above the lunar surface. That closest approach will occur when we are behind the moon in that period of a loss of signal. We're about 2 hours and 38 minutes away from today's return-powered flyby burn. Again, this burn will occur with the orbital maneuvering system engine, or OMS engine. This engine has been used for a variety of burns so far on the mission. And you're looking at a view here on your screen of the Orion spacecraft. That large engine on the very bottom of the European Service Module is the Orbital Maneuvering System, or OMS engine. This main engine is a repurposed Space Shuttle Orbital Maneuvering System engine that has flown in space many times before. It actually flew on 19 space shuttle flights, beginning with STS-41G in October of 1984 and ending with STS-112 in October of 2002. Now, the OMS engine is not the only engine on board Orion. There's also 8 auxiliary engines, which you see a few of here. Those are also located on the bottom of the service module in 4 sets of 2. Each of these engines can provide about 100 pounds of thrust, and these engines provide steering and can pulse on and off during burns.